Spain in 1, Sherbak of Ukraine in 2, then Désert of France in 3. Fanny Halkia goes in lane 4, has had a sore knee hurdling, the Olympic champion, 400-meter hurdle, so sticking to the flat. She's for Greece in 4. Then the Pole Radeczka in 5, Yushanka of Belarus in 6, the Russian Kashieva in 7, and as I mentioned, Hoffman in lane 8 on the outside. So there is Recio Belén, double Spanish champion in the sprints in 2004 right through 2006. The 26-year-old doesn't have a great lane draw, though tight bends. Oksana Sherbak of Ukraine goes in lane 2, was part of their long relay squad last year in Gothenburg, where they finished 6th. Solène Désert of France goes in lane 3. 4th in Paris over 200 meters last week, so she has sharpened up well for this one, the 24-year-old. 52.5 this year. Not a bad lane draw, but she will be chasing the outstanding favorite here, Fanny Halkia of Greece. 28-year-old Halkia, of course, took the Olympic gold over 400-meter hurdles in front of the home crowd 3 years ago, improving in that season from 56.4 to 52.7. It was almost unbelievable. Has had a sore knee, so not doing any hurdling at the moment. Has just run a couple of flat 400s so far this year. Zuzana Radeczka of Poland goes in lane 5, European Championship bronze medalist over the long relay in this stadium 5 years ago. Best of 52.1 this season, the 32-year-old. She's the oldest in the race by some margin. Yuliana Yushanka of Belarus goes in lane 6, ran the first leg for the Belarus relay team, which won the European Indoor Gold in Birmingham back in March. 51.3 this year, one of the favourites. Then the Russian, well, of course, Pospolova won it last year for Russia in Malaga in 50.77. She has lane 7, Dezhana Kashieva, the 24-year-old, 51.3 this year. Does make her the quickest in the field on paper. And Claudia Hoffmann of Germany, who took good points last year with 3rd place in Malaga, the 24-year-old goes in lane 8. German champion for the last couple of seasons. And not a great lane draw, always good to have somebody to focus upon through the early stages of a 400, but Fanny Halkia, her lifetime best is 50.56. That, of course, was in Olympic year 3 seasons ago. This season, she's run 52.06. I rather fancy she'll have to go significantly quicker than that here if she's to take maximum points, and her team needs it, needs those points. So Fanny Halkia, very powerfully built, delightful-looking hurdler, goes in lane 4. The lineup from the inside again, Recio of Spain in 1, Sherbak of Ukraine 2, Désert of France in 3, Halkia goes in 4 for Greece, Radeczka Poland in 5, Yushanka of Belarus 6, Kashieva Russia 7, watch her, and Hoffman of Germany in lane 8. Taking a long time to settle there, Halkia. Well, after all of that, the athletes asked to stand up. It did take a long time to settle, and perhaps they started deciding that, no, I want things done a little bit quicker than that.
Well, there was a bit of a break, wasn't there, on the outside? I think it may have been Claudia Hoffman who set off Kashieva, the Russian. There is Fanny Halkia making her way back, as we see the French girl there. That is Solène Désert. With Kashieva, the Russian. Remember, the Russians have dropped just 1 point off maximum so far in the women's competition on the track. It's been a remarkable performance by the Russians on this opening day. Can they keep it up?
Well, they're going to their blocks again. Nobody penalised there for a full start, but interestingly, an official did just walk up to Fanny Halkia as she was striding back to her blocks and have a quick word with her, and she nodded. And I suspect he said to her, look, can you be a little bit quicker this time, please? You kept the whole field waiting. So Halkia in 4, Kashieva of Russia in 7, Claudia Hoffman of Germany in lane 8. Well, away they go. And anybody showing early on, certainly Radeczka of Poland has gone up pretty quickly out in lane 5, already making up ground on Yushanka of Belarus. Halkia taking a little while to get into her running. Nobody really showing yet. Kashieva of Russia has still got some work to do on those outsiders. There's very little change in the echelon the last 5 and the 5 lanes outside. Although now Halkia beginning to show there. Centre of picture, Halkia, and I would expect her strength as 400-meter hurdler to come through down the home straight. Kashieva just beginning to ease away from the rest of them. She's dragging Yushanka of Belarus with her there in lane 6 and 7. Yushanka of Belarus, though, eases into the lead, but here comes Halkia. Has Halkia got the strength? strength. Can she hang on here and get past the two outsider? Halkia there right at picture. Is she going to get there? It's going to be very tight. No! Oh, did she? Kashieva of Russia might have got it. Belarus's Yushenka just dying in the last 20 meters or so. 51.86. The time not particularly quick, I have to say. Goodness me, not a world-class time really. But Fanny Halkia there coming through very, very late indeed. Left herself perhaps with too much to do through the second half of the race, having gone off very, very conservatively. I think Kashieva might have taken it in lane 7 for Russia.
No, it was Halkia who got it. Only just have actually just given the result. Fanny Halkia just hanging on. It was mighty close. Halkia on the far side, starting to fade now as Kashieva comes through. Not much in it, but they have already given Halkia the victory, the 400-meter hurdler. One thing I noticed about it, Tim, was she runs the first 150 meters and she appears to have her head down. Then noticeably, at about 200 meters, she straightens her
very, very strongly in the Olympic Stadium here in Munich. Fanny Halkia confirmed as the winner, though. She ran like the wind in the latter stages. 51.85, a season's best for the Greek. Kashieva of Russia second, 51.87, and Yushenka in third.